Hi everyone, it's Alyssa, and this is going to be the first in a series of videos that I do that will be either top 5 or top 10 videos of the decade. This idea came from viewers, so Winnie Win, thank you so much. I really did think it was such a great idea when I saw it, and then I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna run with this, and I thought the 1920s is probably a good place to start. And this was a great opportunity for me because I was able to go back and watch so many movies that I've always meant to watch. You know, you have that list and you're like, oh, I want to watch these movies, but you never really get around to it. So this kind of gave me a reason to take a few weeks and watch as many movies from the 1920s as I possibly could. Obviously, I couldn't see them all, and I couldn't see everything that I wanted. Some of them were actually a little bit difficult for me to find. So one such example, I couldn't see The Passion of Joan of Arc, and I'm almost positive that movie would have made my list, but it was on Blu-ray, but it would have taken too long for me to get it, and it wasn't on YouTube. And a lot of these films actually are available on YouTube for free, so that's how I saw so many of the movies. So I would really recommend that if you haven't seen, you know, a wide variety of films from the 1920s, to do it, because it was so much fun, especially some of the comedy. I didn't think, you know, it would really translate from the 20s to today, but now I know I really like Charlie Chaplin, so that's awesome. So starting off the list, I'm just going to put everything in alphabetical order because I feel like by decade, they're all pretty great choices, and these are all my favorites, right? So these are the ones that I just enjoyed the most. So number 1 is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I know that that could be considered 1919, but I've also seen other websites saying it came out in 1920. I'm just gonna stick with 1920 because I just love these images so much, and it has inspired so much in film. I remember my first taste of it was seeing a Red Hot Chili Peppers video where they used the same kind of imagery, and I was just curious. This was one of the few films that I actually had seen. I was probably about 21 when I saw this movie for the first time, and it really is just beautiful, but it's also really meaningful. So Dr. Caligari is a hypnotist, and he hypnotizes this guy, and you know, while he's under, he ends up killing all of these people. And it's also a metaphor for the idea of an authoritative government that, you know, brainwashes people into killing large masses of people. And, you know, it has such a beautiful purpose, the movie, but the artistry is just out of this world. And this is something that you could watch on YouTube right now, and it really, it changed the shape of what film looked like, in my opinion, you know, for all of the future. So absolutely love that movie. Number 2 on the list is The Kid by Charlie Chaplin. So I saw a few Charlie Chaplin movies, and this was my favorite. I really enjoyed all of them, but I don't know, my heart just kind of belonged to this. And just seeing Charlie Chaplin interact with this little kid that he picked up when he was a baby, and he was left behind and orphaned by his mother, and just seeing their relationship, but also seeing all the funny parts of how they have this like window trick that they do to make money, and how they work together. And you know, there's a great abstract moment at the end of the film, and I really thought this was so funny. It's so genuine. I got so much from it, and I understand why everyone loves Charlie Chaplin so much. This was also the first film I've ever seen by Charlie Chaplin, and it was my favorite of all of the ones that I'd seen. So coming in at number 3 is Metropolis. So another German expressionist film, and this is the beginning of the kind of science fiction that I absolutely love. And I can't believe this movie was made in 1927. It looks so much more advanced than that. The sets are incredible and beautiful. The ideas are certainly there. It's this dystopian society where the workers, they basically have to live underground, while those people who have a ton of money live in a kind of paradise. You have the almost like the mayor of the Metropolis, who his son interacts with this woman who is from a lower class, and his eyes are kind of opened up to the plight of the lower classes, and he wants to do something about it. So you see this kind of action, and then there's this, you know, strange part with a robot that is meant to look just like the woman. She's sort of like an evil Maria, and she wreaks havoc in places and causes riots. And you know, I really love that this is the beginning of the kind of dystopian literature that is just so popular today, and the images are just beautiful in this movie. The shots, I still can't believe that this was made in 1927, so absolutely loved this, love it. Coming in at number 4 is Nosferatu, another German expressionist movie. I guess I really love German films from the 1920s, but oh my god, the main actor is just horrifying. I think it's Max Schreck is his name, and oh my god, even watching it today, he is terrifying. You would think that something from the 20s wouldn't really be scary, but from the moment you see him emerge as this Dracula figure, it is almost too much. He is so serious and within the role, and there are other parts too that were just really creepy. So like Ellen walking on the rail outside, possessed by Nosferatu. So many, you know, beautiful, grotesque images, and that performance will just stay with me for forever. It is completely iconic. And then coming in at number 5, this, once again, this is my favorite. I have to put this in. Disney is everything for me. Disney World, Disney movies. You know, my 2 loves are, you know, well, 3: literature, film, and Disney World. That's it. And so I was going to put Steamboat Willie, but I decided against it because I went back and I actually watched some other shorts, and so I saw Silly Symphonies, and it's the skeleton dance. And you know, it may not be Mickey Mouse, but that kind of macabre imagery of the skeletons and seeing that this is something that Disney produced, I love it. I love that style. I love how fun it is with the skeletons just hitting the beats of the song. The music is just great in that short. And Steamboat Willie is fun. It's good. He's a little bit mean. He's a little bit mean to the pigs, some of the other animals. So that's why it didn't make the top 5, although Mickey Mouse certainly changed the face of everything that Disney is today. So I definitely appreciate that film. There were some others, like I said, that I didn't get to that I really wanted to see that I couldn't just you know, find anywhere. So I had wanted to see this movie Sunrise, Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box I couldn't find anywhere. It's not even available on Netflix. So I would love to hear from you guys. Which movies do you love from the 1920s? Are there any that you haven't seen that you really do want to see? I would love to know, and I'm really excited to look at all of the upcoming decades and watch a bunch of movies that I never just had the chance to watch, and now I can. So thank you for giving me the idea to actually do something like that. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and remember, it is always in fashion to make it a cinema chic night. Bye everyone.